and protozoology. This is our introduction to the topic. The course parasitology, and the first part, the first parasites that you are going to study are protozoa. So, I wonder, this morning, section A have the same background. Oh, si Eileen lang ang wala yata sa harapan. Oh, napag-usapan ba niyo yan? Yung background na yan? Hindi.
Yes po, Doc. It's a Zoom background po.
Oh, okay. So, anyway, let us start with the definition of terms. Siyempre, para magkaintindihan tayo, alam natin kung ano pinag-uusapan natin. So, let us start with the definition of terms. Ano ba ang parasitology? Yung course natin, parasitology. Logy is study. So, parasitology is the study of parasites. Madaling-madali. Parasitology pa. Study of parasites. Yun lang. But then, what are parasites? What are parasites? Parasites are organisms that live at the expense of another. Again, parasites are organisms that lives at the expense of another. And that another is called the host. So, parasites live in a host. Ayan. So, what are hosts? There are different types of hosts. So, here we have intermediate host and definitive or final host. When we say intermediate hosts, these are hosts that harbors the asexual cycle of development or the larval stage. Intermediate host harbors the asexual cycle of development or the larval stage of the parasite. On the other hand, when we say definitive or final host, these are hosts that harbors the sexual cycle of the parasite or sexual stage of the parasite, or the more mature stage of the parasite, the adult. So, intermediate host, larva, sa definitive or final host, adult. Okay? Now, Eileen, may notes ka?
Yes po, Doc.
O, yung hawak-hawak mo?
Ito na.
Okay, buksan mo ha. Rebecca,
Doc.
ikaw. May notes ka, Rebecca?
Yes po, Doc.
O, sige, buksan mo. Jason, ikaw meron?
Meron po, Doc.
Good. Open it. Angelica, meron din?
Yes, Doc.
Open it, ha? And then you follow. If you see some correction, you write the correction. Kasi you are not the one who took that notes, di ba? Prepared na yan nung makuha mo. So now, as we go on, try to see, tama ba yung notes mo? Kung hindi, correct it. Okay? So, you just follow through. Sundan ninyo. No? At ang maganda, hindi ka nasusulat. Di ba? Nandiyan na. Titignan mo lang. At habang tinitignan mo, recall mo na. Tandaan mo na. I-memorize mo na. No? And the first level of learning is recall or remembering. Yun ang unang-una para matuto ka. Nire-recall mo. So, you just follow. We have the intermediate horse and definite or final horse. Let us continue. Now, if we go back to the definition of parasites, these are organisms that live at the expense of another. Live at the expense of another. And we can see that there are a lot of parasites. Anybody that live at the expense of another is a parasite. We can say that a fetus is a parasite. Is it not? Living for 9 months in the uterus of the mother, not only for 9 months, even after birth or up to now. Oh, so there are a lot of parasites. And you might not know it. We are surrounded by parasites. They are all around us. And you might not know it. We are exposed to them. We are exposed to these parasites. So, what are the sources of exposure to this parasite? So we have here the sources of exposure to parasite, to parasitemia. 1, contaminated soil or water. The soil and water may be contaminated with the infective stage of Ascaris lumbricoides. So we start with the soil. The soil may be contaminated with the infective stage of Ascaris lumbricoides. And the infective stage of Ascaris lumbricoides is the embryonated egg. Now, at the start, so simula pa lamang, no, dapat maliwanag na sa inyo. The scientific name of parasites is composed of the genus and species. This is the genus and this is the species. Species. Kahit na isa lang yan, ha? Species pa rin ang tawag. No? Kaya genus and species. Hindi genus and species. Maliwanag yun, ha? Species. Okay, now. Genus, Ascaris. Species, Lumbricoides. Okay. The genus starts with capital letter. Maliwanag, ha? Capital letter. Species, small letter. So, genus and species. Now, you must remember that there is no abbreviation. Hindi yung A dot lumbricoides. Hindi yung E dot coli. Dapat complete genus and species. Is that clear? Maliwanag, ha? Sige. Complete genus and species. Genus starts with capital letter, species small letter, and correct spelling. Maliwanag yon. Correct spelling. Minsan, nagkaroon kami ng, yung unang first practical, nako, may nasisiro. Bakit? Hindi complete genus and species. Abbreviation yung iba. Saka, hindi correct spelling. Kaya tandaan nyo, genus, species, correct spelling. No abbreviation. Correct way of writing the genus and species. Maliwanag ba yun, Jason?
Yes po, Doc.
Good. Okay, so the soil may be contaminated with the infective stage of Ascaris lumbricoides. And the infective stage is embryonated egg. And the manner of transmission is by ingestion of embryonated egg through contaminated food and drink. So, from the soil, food and drinks may be contaminated with the embryonated egg. And remember, when you were asked to give the manner of transmission, for example, manner of transmission of Ascaris lumbricoides, do not just say ingestion. No? Ingestion of what? Give the infective stage. Ingestion of embryonated egg is the manner of transmission. Ingestion of embryonated egg. Now, Necator americanus, Ancylostoma duodenale, Strongyloides stercoralis. The infective stage of this tree is filariform larva. The infective stage of this tree, filariform larva. This filariform larva is in the soil. Filariform larva in the soil. And if you are playing in the soil or gardening without gloves, this filariform larva will penetrate the skin. Remember that. Filariform larva penetrate the skin. Filariform larva is very fond of skin penetration. Maliwanag? So, the manner of transmission is by skin penetration of the filariform larva from the soil for Necator americanus, Ancylostoma duodenale, and Strongyloides stercoralis. Maliwanag, Eileen?
Yes po, Doc.
Good. Let us continue. Still contaminated soil or water. Now, water. Water may be contaminated with the infective stage of some parasitic amoeba or Cercaria of schistosoma. Cercaria is the larval stage of schistosoma. And this Cercaria is swimming in the water. Cercaria is swimming in the water. And if somebody is also swimming in that water, this Cercaria will penetrate the skin of that individual. Pareho silang lumalangoy. No? Itong Cercaria will penetrate the skin of that individual. No? From the water to the skin, the cercaria of schistosoma. That is the manner of transmission, skin penetration of the cercaria. Maliwanag? Okay. Tuloy natin. Now, another source of exposure to parasitemia is contaminated food. Food may be contaminated with the infective stage of some parasite. For example, fish. Fish may have the infective stage of some parasite like Dipilobotrium latum. Dipilobotrium latum. Oh, be careful with the spelling, ha? Baka magkamali ka agad. Sayang. Alam mo yung sagot. Kaya lang, hindi na consider kasi mali ang spelling. So, memorize nyo na ang spelling. Dipilobotrium latum in fish, Capillaria philippinensis and Clonorchis sinensis. The infective stage are also in fish. Then, we can get the infection by eating infected or contaminated, improperly cooked fish. Okay. Food from a food like fish. Okay. Another food. Crab. From crab, we get the infective stage of Paragonimus westermani. Paragonimus westermani from crabs. Ano sa Tagalog ang crab? Anybody? Ano sa Tagalog crab? Sino?
Alimango po.
Alimango? Pwedeng ano pa? Pwedeng alimasag? Di ba? Crab din yun. At meron pa yung pinakamaliit. Ano tawag doon? Hindi alimango yun. Hindi alimasag. Ano yun? Yung pinakamaliit sa kanila.
Talangka po ba, Dok?
Correct. Sino ito? Si Bonifacio?
Alohado po.
Teka, tignan ko kung nasaan ka, ha? Oop. Nasa likod ka pa yata, ah. Alohado. Oh. Nahanap ko si Alohado. Hindi na bale. Basta sumagot ka na lang. Okay? Talangka. Yung pinakamaliit. Talangka. Nakakain ka na ng talangka, Patricia? Ann?
Hindi pa po, Dok.
Hindi pa, Catherine? Ann?
Yes.
Ha?
Kakain na po.
Good. Sa talangka, alin ang mas mahal? Babae o lalaki? Anybody? No. Alin ang mas mahal? Yung babaeng talangka o lalaking talangka?
Babae po, Dok.
Oh, babae. Oh, correct. Alam nyo, kaya ako nagtatanong para maging interactive ang lecture natin. And student learn better if there is interaction. Kasi matatandaan ninyo pinag-uusapan natin eh. Kaya ako nagtatanong. Pwede rin kayo magtanong. Sasagot ako or anybody in class. Pag meron ganun, may interaction, mas madaling matuto. Okay? So, mas mahal ang babaeng talangka kasi meron siyang maraming aligi. Yun ang nagpapasarap dun. Yung aligi ng talangka. Kukunin mo ng kuko mo yun, ng hinlalaki. Tapos ilalagay mo sa umuusok na sinaing. Wow! Lalagyan mo ng konting kalamansi, konting asin, medyo umuulan-ulan, nakashorts ka pa, nakataas pa yung paa mo, ayos ang kainan. Pero, delikado, baka yung talangkang ito, itong crab na ito, merong infective stage ng Paragonimus westermani. So, ingat din, dapat yung mga pagkain natin properly cooked. Another food, pork. Yung pork may have the infective stage of Taenia solium or the infective stage of Trichinella spiralis. Pag nakain natin ito improperly cooked pork, magkakaroon tayo ng infection. Taenia solium. Pwede tayo magkaroon ng Taenia solium saka Trichinella spiralis. Okay. What other food? Kanina pork, ngayon beef. From beef, we can get Taenia saginata. Maliwanag? Taenia saginata. From pork, Taenia solium. Taenia solium. From beef, Taenia saginata. From aquatic vegetation, like kangkong, this aquatic vegetation may have the infective stage of Fasciola hepatica or Pachyolopsis busci. Pachyolopsis busci. Okay? Meron pa. Ano pa kinakain natin? Snail. Ayan, snail. Kumakain tayo ng snail. Ano sa Tagalog ang snail? Clarissa. Clarissa? Maria? Oh. Ano sa Tagalog ang snail?
Kuhol po.
Ha?
Kuhol?
Isang snail yung kuhol. In general, ano ang snail sa Tagalog?
Susu po.
Correct. Si Herbie. Tama? Herbie? Joy?
Yes po.
Oo. Ito ang tinatawag na suso. Maragsa. Suso. Yung malumanay, hindi kinakain yun. Ang kinakain yung maragsa ang pronunciation. Suso. Paano kinakain ang suso? Ang snail. Paano kinakain? Jason? Paano kinakain?
Dok, paano tinatanggal yung laman dun sa shell niya po?
Oo, paano matatanggal yun?
Hindi ko po alam, Dok. Hindi ko pa na-try.
Hindi, pwedeng toothpick, di ba? O kaya, sisip-sipin mo. You suck it. Yung snail. No, you suck it. But then, pag hindi properly cook ang snail, this snail may have the infective stage of Echinostoma illucanum. Infective stage of Echinostoma illucanum. Ayan. From snail. Maliwanag? Any questions so far? Okay. Now, another source of exposure to parasitism, blood-sucking insect. Another source, blood-sucking insect. Blood-sucking, anong blood-sucking insect na alam ninyo? Janine? Joy?
Opo.
Tama ang pronunciation ko sa pangalan mo?
Opo. Mosquito po,
Oh.
Doc.
Correct. Mosquito, blood-sucking insect. And mosquito can carry the infective stage of Plasmodium, producing malaria. It can also carry a small nematode, filaria, producing filariasis. So mosquito can carry the infective stage of parasite, producing malaria and filariasis from blood-sucking insect like mosquito. There are other blood-sucking insect, bugs that carry Leishmania and Trypanosoma. Leishmania and Trypanosoma is carried by blood-sucking insect. By the way, nakakita na ba kayo nung insect that is black and flat at the back? Nakakita ka nung itim na insekto, black, na flat ang likod, yung dorsal side, nakikita yun sa kama. May nakita kayong ganon? Wala? Wala pang Eliza, ikaw, hindi ka nakakita?
Hindi po, Doc.
Pag pinatay mo yon, makita nyo may dugo. Nakasipsip na pala ng dugo. They are blood-sucking insect. Yun ang insect vector ng Trypanosoma. Buti na lang, meron tayo nung insect, yung triatomid bug, pero wala tayong Trypanosoma dito sa Pilipinas. Pero meron tayo nung bug. No? Kaya, swerte pa tayo. Pero, meron ditong malaria sa filariasis from blood-sucking insect. Okay, so far so good. Maliwanag, Rex?
Yes po, Doc.
Okay. Now, another source of exposure to parasitism, domestic or wild animals. From domestic or wild animals, like cat. So, cat may have Toxocara cati. Madaling tandaan. Cat, cati. Toxocara cati, cat. Okay? Or, Toxoplasma gondii. Toxoplasma gondii. Infective stage from cat. Toxocara cati and Toxoplasma gondii. You have dog. From dog, we can get Toxocara canis. O ito ha. Huwag niyong gagayahin ito. Hindi lang baka lang hindi magkasya kung sisulat natin Toxocara canis. No? Walang abbreviation. Another thing. Tingnan ninyo ha. Ang pangalan ng parasite ay Toxocara canis sa dog. Hindi Toxocara doggy. Kasi dito, Toxocara cati, from cat. Sa dog, hindi doggy, canis. Yun ang tandaan nyo, ha? O, Toxocara canis para sa dog. Okay. Tignan pa natin ang susunod. From pig, we can get Balantidium coli. From pig, Balantidium coli. Ano sa Tagalog ang Pig. Ano sa Tagalog ang pig? Answer.
Baboy po, Doc.
Baboy. Correct. Baboy. Balantidium coli. B. Balantidium B. Baboy. Balantidium pig. O, makokonek mo na kagad, di ba? Pig, baboy, Balantidium coli. Di ba ganun pag nag-aaral para madaling matandaan? Ayan. Pig, baboy, Balantidium coli. Letter B. From pig. Now, for wild animals like lion, tiger, jaguar, puma, wild animals, you can get Natostoma spinigerum. Natostoma spinigerum from wild animals. Okay? Let us see the other sources. Another person. Hindi nalalayo. Di ba? From other person, we can get some parasite. Like Entamoeba histolytica from other person. Enterobius vermicularis from other person. Giardia duodenalis. Giardia duodenalis. Francia. Ano nakasulat sa iyo? Giardia lamblia.
Opo, Doc.
O, palitan mo na ha. Ang bagong pangalan niya, Giardia duodenalis. Hindi na Giardia lamblia. Okay? Yung ikaw, Sharice. Okay. Palitan mo na ha.
Opo.
Bonifacio. Palit na ha. O, sige. And of course, obviously, Trichomonas vaginalis. We get this from other person. And the infection is classified under minor STD. Minor STD. Ano yung STD? Ano ibig sabihin ng STD? Ha?
Sexual transmitted disease, Doc.
Correct. Ito is classified under minor sexually transmitted diseases. Merong another STD. Yung other STD, hindi sexually transmitted. Ano yung other STD? Tingnan natin. Ayan. Ito. Soil transmitted diseases. Did you get that? Soil, hindi sexual, ha? Yung from other person, yun ang STD. Maliwanag sa inyo? May tanong? Wala. Tuloy natin, ha? Hindi na tayo lalayo pa. Oneself. We become infected because of ourselves. There is self-infection. There is auto-infection. And what are these parasites that produces auto-infection? There are 5. Capillaria philippinensis, Enterobius vermicularis, Strongyloides stercoralis, Tinea solium, and Hymenoleucus neina. Ayan. These 5 parasites produces auto-infection. They produces auto-infection. Okay? Maliwanag? May tanong? Mary, Pauline, may tanong ka?
None so far, Doc.
Okay, good. Now, we are exposed to parasite. And you know, we have how many sources of exposure? Eileen, ilan? Eileen, Domingo.
Doc, ano?
Bilangin mo, ilan ang sources of infection? Sources of exposure. Ilan lahat?
Wait lang po, Doc.
Sige.
1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 15 po, Doc.
6 lang?
15 po, Doc.
Hindi, 6 lang.
Ay, 6.
Yung sources of exposure.
Okay po. Yung parasite, human water, food po, Doc.
Pero yung source of exposure, nakita mo,
Apo.
6, ano?
Apo, Doc.
Okay, so, we are exposed to this parasite. Well and good. We are exposed to them. But then, they can enter our body. We are exposed to them, then they enter our body. If they are going to enter our body, where will they pass through? And that is portal of entry. Portal of entry. And what is the most common portal of entry of parasite to human? Juan Miguel, what is the most common? Sa palagay mo, Juan Miguel?
Mouse po, Doc.
Correct, mouth. So, kung ang mouth ang most common portal of entry ng parasite to human, there are a lot of parasite that pass through the mouth. Marami yan. Doon sa mouth dumadaan. At napakarami yan. Kung kayo ay 33, baka sobra pa sa 33 yung parasite na dumadaan sa mouth. So, give an example of parasites which enter the body through the mouth. Okay, let us start with Angeli Ann. Angeli?
Doc,
Ha?
Ascaris lumbok.
Ano? Ulit nga? Chapi.
Yes po.
Ha?
Ascaris lumbricoides po.
Okay, Ascaris.
Doc.
The mouth. Yes. Mary Louise, ano pa? Example. Other example.
Entamoeba histolica po, Doc.
Histolytica, correct. Gail. Correct. Queenie.
Tenya saginata po, Doc.
Tinya saginata. Okay. Si Kerson.
Doc, Paragonimus westermani.
Paragonimus westermani. Mary Louise. Mary Louise?
Gardia lamblia po, Doc.
Hindi, pinalitan na natin yun, di ba?
Ay,
Ano na? Georgia, ano? Uy, hindi ka nakinig kanina. Dude nalis.
ako, Doc. Sorry.
Nakuha mo na.
Yes,
Naalala.
po.
Naalala mo na.
Yes po.
Dati Georgia lamblia, ngayon Georgia duodenalis. Okay? Arian. Example ng parasite that pass through the mouth. Arian. 7 reales. No, wala si Arian. Pay. Dominic.
Doc, Capillaria philippinensis.
Capillaria philippinensis. Patricia. Ann.
Diphyllobothrium latum po, Doc.
Correct. Sige. Basta alam nyo na. Marami yun, di ba? Diyan sa notes niyo, dami nakasulat yan. Kasi nung nile-lecture ko yan, iniisa-isa ko sila eh. Sinusulat nila. So, another portal of entry is skin. Skin. So, how can they pass through the skin? One, by arthropod vector. By arthropod vector. Arthropod or insect vector. By insect vector. Meron na tayong alam na dalawa. Ano yun? Plasmodium. Diba? Causing malaria. And filarial worms. Filaria. Producing filariasis. Through insect vector. Like mosquito. Okay? Now, another one is by skin penetration. Skin penetration by filariform larva. Oh, remember that? Anong parasite? Ang infective stage ay filariform larva that penetrate the skin. There is skin penetration. Give an example. Catherine. Oh, kanina may sumasagot. Sige, tuloy mo.
Doc, Necator Americanus po.
Oh, that is one. What else?
Strongyloides stercoralis po.
Okay. Ay, yung isa pa.
Ang Ancylostoma duodenale po, Doc.
Correct. So, silang tatlo, ang infective stage ay filariform larva. At yung filariform larva is very fond of skin penetration. What did you notice? Natatandaan ninyo pag paulit-ulit. Di ba? Ako, paulit-ulit. Makulit ako. Hindi dahil sa matanda na ako, makulit. Kasi, that is called reinforcement. Kauulit, matatandaan ninyo yun. Kaya, reinforcement yung ginagawa ko. Huwag kayong makukulitan sa akin. Yan ang style ko sa teaching. Reinforcement. Okay? Now, ano pa? Others. Okay. Ginawang others na lang. Like the nose is a portal of entry of Enterobius vermicularis. The infective stage of Enterobius vermicularis entered through the nose. No? Isipin mo na lang, nasa dorm kayo. Yung isa mong kasama, nagising ng maaga. Ikaw natutulog pa. Yung kasama mo, may enterobiasis. Pinagpag niya yung kanyang kumot. Yung embryonated egg ng Enterobius vermicularis will float into the air. Pinagpag niya yung kumot niya eh. May egg ng Enterobius vermicularis. So lumilipad yung kanyang egg sa air. Ikaw nandun, tulog ka pa, naghihilik ka pa, ayun, pumasok sa ilong mo. It goes to your body through the nose. Maliwanag? Yung iba, through the placenta during pregnancy. No? Yung Toxoplasma gondii pass through the placenta. Toxoplasma gondii. Okay? Another one. Nadinig nyo na itong Toxoplasma gondii, di ba? O, saan nyo napansin itong Toxoplasma gondii? Tingnan nyo ang notes ninyo. Saan? Correct, Kat. Ayun. So, natatandaan nyo yan, ha? Babalik-balikan ninyo, matututunan nyo, mamememorize nyo tuloy. Now, hindi lang transplacenta, transmammary, through the milk, like some species of ancylostoma, some species of strongyloides, and some species of trematodes, some species of tremas. And obviously, through the sexual organ, Trichomonas vaginalis, sexual organ, Trichomonas vaginalis. These are the portal of entry. Okay, now, we are exposed to parasite. They enter our body. Well and good, they enter our body, but then they can cause disease in man. How can they produce disease in man? And that is pathology. How can they produce disease in man? One, by trauma and physical damage. By trauma and physical damage. Now remember, the filariform larva of Necator, Ancylostoma, and Strongyloides. The filariform larva penetrate the skin, and then they produce punctured wound. They produce punctured wound. There is trauma, physical damage. No? And because of this punctured wound, bacteria can set in, producing secondary bacterial infection. Okay, now, there are some parasites that invade tissue cells. They invade tissue cells, grow and develop inside that cell, and then rupture the infected cell. Rupture the infected cell. Example, ano ang example natin dyan, Angelica? Philin? Ano example dyan? Angelica?
Red blood cell?
Ha?
Red blood cell po ba, Doc?
Yung malaria.
Okay.
Tignan mo yung notes mo. Invasion of tissue cell. Nakita mo na?
Plasmodium, Doc.
Oo, plasmodium. Cause ng malaria, plasmodium. Correct. Okay? So, yung plasmodium, enter, anong cell ang ini-invade ng plasmodium ng malaria? Red blood cell. Correct. So, this plasmodium will invade a red blood cell. Then they grow and develop inside the red blood cell and then rupture the red blood cell. When they rupture the red blood cell, there is trauma, physical damage. That is in malaria. Okay? The cause of malaria, plasmodium. Okay. Trauma, physical damage. There is also destruction of pulmonary capillaries by larvae of parasites with blood-lung phase. There are parasites with blood-lung phase in their life cycle. If they have blood-lung phase in their life cycle, the larvae from the blood will go to the lungs and destroy the pulmonary capillaries. They pass through the pulmonary capillaries and destroy it, rupture the pulmonary capillaries. Larva or parasite with blood-lung phase. Kasi dun sa blood lung phase, dadaan yung larva sa blood tsaka sa lung. What are these parasites with blood lung phase? Parasite with blood lung phase in their life cycle. Ascaris, Necator, Ancylostomum. Oh, looks familiar, hindi ba? Oh, madaling tandaan. Sila ulit 4. Ano infective stage ng Ascaris? Answer. Anybody?
Embryonated egg po.
Embryonated egg, correct. Infective stage of Necator, Ancylostomum, and Strongyloides.
Pilariform nerve.
Correct. Oo, kita nyo na. Natatandaan, ano? Paulit-ulit eh. Now, these larvae of Ascaris, Necator, Ancylostoma, and Strongyloides pass through the lungs and destroy the pulmonary capillaries. When they destroy the pulmonary capillaries, there is trauma and physical damage. Okay? Now, there is destruction of an organ by Ascaris lumbricoides, by obstruction, perforation, occlusion. Opo. Obstruction, perforation, occlusion. Ascaris lumbricoides adult can be entangled with each other, forming bolus of Ascaris. These Ascaris adult become entangled with each other, forming bolus of Ascaris, which can produce obstruction of the intestine. Obstruction of the intestine. Now, even a single Ascaris adult, can perforate the intestine. Perforate the intestine. Bubutasin niya yung bituka. No? Or, Ascaris adult can occlude the ampulla of Vater, or can go down to the appendix and occlude the appendix. They can destroy an organ by obstruction, perforation, and occlusion. Producing trauma and physical damage. Okay, tuloy natin. They can cause lytic necrosis. There are parasites that elaborate enzymes that lyse the tissue. Lyse the tissue by the enzyme. There is lytic necrosis. Example, Entamoeba histolytica can lyse the tissue. Balantidium coli. Balantidium coli is associated with what animal? Answer.
The pig.
Pig. Di ba? Pig. Baboy. Letter B. Pig. Balantidium coli. Natandaan nyo na? Okay. Pig. Balantidium. Letter B. Baboy. Okay. And Balantidium coli has an enzyme called hyaluronidase. Hyaluronidase that lyse the tissue. So, Entamoeba histolytica and Balantidium coli can cause pathology by lytic necrosis. Lytic necrosis. Okay. So far, so good. Ryan, Josh? Ryan, nandiyan ka ba? Okay. Okay. Pinagsama-sama na sila. Yung pathology. Number 3, toxic and allergic phenomena. Now, some human may be toxic to the parasite. They may be toxic to some parasite, and also with allergic phenomena. Now, how many hypersensitivity reaction do you know? Do you remember? Herbie, Joy, how many hypersensitivity reaction? Uy, napag-aralan nyo na yan. Herbie, Joy?
There are 4 po. 4
Ha?
po.
4, okay.
4 po.
O, nagsimula sila 4. Tapos naging 6. Tapos ngayon, balik na naman sa 4. Whether 4 or 6, ano ang allergic phenomena? Ano siya? Alin doon? Sa 4. Kahit na, yung allergic phenomena, ano yun? Sa hypersensitivity reaction. Yung allergic. Ito ang
Type 1 po, Doc.
correct. Si Herson, type 1. Okay. Ano ang antibodies responsible?
IgE po.
Oo, nasa notes pa rin yan. Sundan lang ninyo ang notes. At kasasagot ninyo, memorize nyo na ito. Okay, number 4. Stimulation of host tissue reaction. Stimulation of host tissue reaction. Okay. Eliza?
Yes po, Doc.
Meron kang drawing nitong number 4. Stimulation of host tissue reaction. May drawing ka dyan?
Yung schistosoma po ba, Doc?
Oo, meron kang
Meron
drawing.
po sa notes po.
Okay, tignan natin ha. Sundan ninyo ha. Ikaw, Jason, may drawing ka?
Meron din po.
Oh, good. Sundan ninyo ha. Para madaling maintindihan. Okay, so, umpisa natin sa egg ng schistosoma on the liver. Ganyan ba sa iyo? Kerson? Brad?
Yes, Doc.
Oo. Yung schistosoma egg on the liver. Ayan. That schistosoma egg will stimulate the liver tissue to react. The reaction is to kill the egg or prevent further migration. So, na-stimulate. And because of that, there is cellular proliferation. Cellular proliferation, and then cellular infiltration. Cellular infiltration around the egg. And this is followed by granuloma formation. Granuloma formation, and then fibrosis around the egg, and the liver tissue becomes fibrotic. Ayun. Nasira tuloy ang liver tissue because of stimulation of host tissue reaction. That is another pathology. Another one is they don't invade the tissue. They are non-invasive. They don't invade the tissue. They just coat or carpet the intestinal mucosa. Tinatapalan lang nila yung intestinal mucosa. They don't invade it. They just coat or carpet intestinal mucosa, preventing absorption. Tinatapalan nila eh. So, hindi maka-absorb yung intestinal mucosa. There is mal-absorption. Ano yung example natin ng parasite dito? Answer. Oh, ano?
Georgia duodenalis po.
Ano? Georgia duodenalis. Correct. Georgia duodenalis. Coat and carpet intestinal mucosa. Non-invasive. They don't invade. Tinatapalan lang nila. Another one, they open up the pathway for entrance of microorganisms. They open up pathway for entrance of microorganisms. For example, Pilariform larva penetrate the skin. Pilariform larva penetrate the skin, producing punctured wound, and bacteria may set in, producing secondary bacterial infection. Okay? Or larva inside the intestine. Larva of some parasite inside the intestine may carry with them bacteria or microorganisms. So bacteria is on the larva in the intestine. And then this larva will enter a blood vessel carrying the bacteria in the blood vessel, carrying the bacteria into the blood, producing bacteremia. Bacteremia leading to septicemia. Septicemia. Okay? This is the pathology. Now, we go now to the parasite. The first parasite we are going to take up, protozoa. Protozoa are single-cell organism. Sisimula tayo sa maliit na parasite. Protozoa. Single-cell lang sila. And they have two major stages. Protozoa, single-cell organism, has two major stages. The trophozoite and the cyst. The major stages of protozoa, trophozoite, cyst. The trophozoite is motile. The cyst is non-motile. The trophozoite is motile because they have the organ of locomotion. The cyst have no organ of locomotion. So remember, organ of locomotion, trophozoite stage. Cyst, non-motile. Okay. The trophozoite is the feeding stage. They are limited by a plasma membrane, and they can feed through the plasma membrane, absorb nourishment through the plasma membrane that limits the trophozoite stage. And there is a trophozoite with a cell mouth. May mouth siya, yung trophozoite na yun. So, doon siya kumakain. Trophozoite pa rin ang stage. Yung cyst is limited by a tough cyst wall. So, hindi siya makakain. Hindi siya kumakain. Non-feeding stage on cyst. Now, if a protozoa is pathogenic, the trophozoite stage is the pathogenic stage. Pathogenic stage. The stage of the parasite that cause disease. Yan ang trophozoite. Did you get that? Pathogenic stage, the stage that causes disease, and that is the trophozoite stage. And the cyst is usually the infective stage. The cyst is the infective stage. And when we say infective, it is the transfer stage. Did you get that? Cyst, infective stage, transfer stage. If the protozoa is pathogenic, the trophozoite is the pathogenic stage. And there are protozoa that occurs only in the trophozoite stage. Kung trophozoite lang siya, wala siyang cyst. So, ang infective stage niya, trophozoite pa rin. Did you get that? Maliwanag ba? Maliwanag, Ryan? Josh?
Yes po, Doc.
Okay, maliwanag yun, ha? Now, kung pathogenic siya, trophozoite lang siya. Wala siyang cyst. So, ang infective, saka pathogenic, trophozoite. Di ba? Wala siyang cyst eh. So, pathogenic siya. So, pathogenic stage, trophozoite. Infective stage, trophozoite pa rin. May question ka ba doon? Herbie, Dol?
Wala po. Wala po.
Okay, good. Protozoa na tayo. Tuloy natin. The trophozoite has the organ of locomotion. You remember that? The trophozoite is motile because they have the organ of locomotion. Kaya maliwanag, trophozoite with organ of locomotion. Ano-ano ang organ of locomotion? We have pseudopodia. Pseudopodia, finger-like structure. Another organ of locomotion, cilia. Cilia are numerous short, thread-like structure. Cilia, numerous short, thread-like structure. And the third organ of locomotion, flagella. Flagella is hair-like structure. Hair-like structure. Oh, dito palagi na ako confuse ang estudyante. Huwag kayong makonfuse. Ulitin natin. Pag cilia, numerous, short, thread-like. Pag flagella, hair-like. Hair-like structure. Huwag kayong makonfuse. Sinabi ko na sa inyo kung saan ako confuse ang estudyante. Sa pseudopodia, hindi na ako confuse. Malayo. Finger-like structure. Maliwanag? May tanong ka, Jason?
Clear po, Doc.
Wala? Wala tanong?
None so far po, Doc.
Okay, good. Now, the organ of locomotion is also used for the classification of protozoa. Yung organ of locomotion, halimbawa, merong pseudopodia, yung trophozoite ng isang protozoa, lahat ng mayroong pseudopodia, yung may finger-like structure, lahat ng merong pseudopodia sa trophozoite stage, nilagay sa isang class. Class Rhizopodea or amoeba. Rhizopodea or amoeba. Lahat ng cilia, yung thread-like structure, sa trophozoite stage, nilagay sa class Ciliatea. Class Ciliatea. Isa lang yun. Balantid yung kulay lang nun. Ang may cilia. Okay? Yung may flagella, yung hair-like structure, sa trophozoite stage, nilagay silang lahat sa class Zoomastigoporean. Class, Zoomastigoporean. Now, those protozoa with no specific organ of locomotion, protozoa without organ of locomotion, they are intracellular parasites. They produces spore. Intracellular parasite produces spore, are placed under class Sporozoa. Class Sporozoa. Okay? So, classification of protozoa. Now, yung trophozoite. Yung trophozoite is limited by plasma membrane. Limited by plasma membrane. Arian, may drawing ka dyan ng trophozoite? Ha, Arian? Wala ako nadidinig. May drawing?
Pero naman po.
Oh, good. O, sundan ninyo, ha? May drawing din kayo. O, sige. Yung trophozoite, limited by plasma membrane. And it control intake and output of food. Also for secretion and excretion. Yung plasma membrane for intake, output of food, secretion, and excretion. Also, the plasma membrane maintain the normal plasma concentration. Maintain the normal plasma concentration, yung plasma membrane. Now, ang trophozoite may cytoplasm. No? May cytoplasm. Yung cytoplasm niya can be divided into two. Cytoplasm may be divided into two. Yung sa periphery, so medyo labas, yung ectoplasm. Ectoplasm at the periphery. More central, yung endoplasm. No? More central, endoplasm. At the periphery, ectoplasm. Now, ectoplasm is more homogeneous, less granular. More homogeneous, less granular ang ectoplasm. More homogeneous, less granular ang cytoplasm. Okay, now, the ectoplasm envelopes the endoplasm. Kasi nasa periphery siya, di ba? Yung ectoplasm. So, pinalilibutan niya ang endoplasm. Yung endoplasm more central. The ectoplasm is associated with the locomotive apparatus. More associated with the locomotive apparatus. And also, for procurement and ingestion of food. Yung ectoplasma for procurement and ingestion of food. Ectoplasm. Now, this is also for discharge of metabolic waste product, also in respiration and for protection of the organism. Ectoplasm, which is at the periphery, discharge of metabolic waste in respiration and for protection of the organism. Ectoplasm. Now, endoplasm, yung nasa loob na. Endoplasm. O this time, opposite ng ectoplasm. Ang endoplasm, less homogeneous, more granular. Endoplasm, less homogeneous, more granular. Tignan natin. Ang ectoplasm, more homogeneous, less granular. More homogeneous, less granular. Yung ectoplasm, no? Ngayon, sa endoplasm, less homogeneous, more granular. And this is responsible for food synthesis. Yung nasa gitna. Yung cytoplasm sa gitna, ang tawag endoplasm. Endoplasm. Okay. They have nucleus. The nucleus contains chromosomes, which are essential for life, for reproduction and transfer of genetic constitution of the organism. Chromosomes, essential for life, for reproduction and transfer of genetic constitution. Catherine, meron ka nito? Catherine Ann? Okay. Tuloy natin. Now, there are two types of nucleus. We have vesicular type and compact type. Patricia, meron ka niyan, ano? Yung vesicular, saka compact type.
Apo, Doc.
Sige. Yung vesicular type, there is a mass or aggregate of mass of chromatin materials in a large amount of nucleoplasm. Ito ang nucleoplasm. Ito yung mass or aggregate of mass of chromatin materials. Ang tawag ay karyosome or endosome. Itong mass or aggregate of mass of chromatin materials is called karyosome or endosome or nucleolus. Karyosome, endosome, or nucleolus in a large amount of nucleoplasm. Ito lang siya, dami ng nucleoplasm. Ito yung karyosome, endosome, nucleolus. Nakasulat ba dyan, Faye, Dominic? Faye? Oo. Ano nakalagay? Ken, di ba? K-E-N. Karyosome, endosome, nucleolus. Ken. Kilala mo si Ken? Eliza?
Ken, hindi po.
Ikaw, Mary Louise. Mary Louise. Kilala mo si Ken?
Yung ano po ba, Doc?
Hindi kayo naglaro ng Barbie? Hindi. Sino si Ken? Yung boyfriend ni Barbie, di ba? Oh, hindi na bali. Sinabi ko lang yun para matandaan ninyo, ha? Yung karyosome, endosome, nucleolus, yun ang chromatin materials. Karyosome in a large amount of nucleoplasm. Yun ang vesicular type, may karyosome. So, ayan, tingnan nyo, may nakasulat, vesicular nucleus of Entamoeba histolytica. Basta may karyosome, endosome, or nucleolus, vesicular type. Ito yung isang type, yung compact type. Compact type, there is a large amount of compact chromatin materials. Ayan. Compact chromatin materials. Ayan. In a small amount of nucleoplasm. Wala na ngang nucleoplasm na makita eh. Basta itong compact type na ito, chromatin materials. Okay? Sino ang may compact type? Isa lang ang may compact type of nucleus. Siya ang walang iba kundi ang Balantidium coli. Balantidium coli. Maraming unique sa Balantidium coli. One, siya lang ang may compact type of nucleus. Balantidium coli. Okay, now, if we are talking about nucleus, the trophozoite has only one nucleus. Tandaan niyo yan. Pag trophozoite, siya lang ang nucleus. Except, okay, eto na naman, except Balantidium coli, Dientamoeba fragilis, Giardia duodenalis, Giardia duodenalis. Itong tatlong ito, this tree has two nuclei in the trophozoite stage. These three, Balantidium, Dientamoeba, and Giardia, have two nuclei in the trophozoite stage. Maliwanag, exception yun. Lahat, isa lang. Except for these three. Maliwanag ba yun, Catherine? Maliwanag?
Yes, Doc.
Okay. The trophozoite may have contractile vacuole. The trophozoite may have contractile vacuole, which is believed to be an osmoregulator. Contractile vacuole is believed to be an osmoregulator. Some trophozoites have cell mouth. Remember yung sabi kong isa na kumakain to the mouth. May mouth, may anus din. So some trophozoites may have contractile vacuole, believed to be an osmoregulator, may have cell mouth and cell anus. Itong tatlong ito, makikita sa trophozoite ng Balantidium coli. Balantidium coli has contractile vacuole, cell mouth, and cell anus. Balantidium coli. Maliwanag? Okay. Now, we have this protozoa, single-cell organism. I told you they have two major stages, the trophozoite and the cyst. Major stages of protozoa, trophozoite, cyst. This trophozoite can become cyst, and this cyst can become trophozoite. The process in which the trophozoite becomes cyst is called encystation. The process in which the cyst becomes trophozoite is excistation. Excistation. Okay. Para wag kayong maguluhan. Tingnan natin. Ano ibig sabihin ng ex? Like ex-boyfriend. Patricia. Ano ibig sabihin ng ex-boyfriend? Wala na siya.
It will undergo parang excitation po, which exits po parang
Hindi, yung ex-boyfriend. Ano tawag? Ano ibig sabihin? Ex-boyfriend. Oh.
No comment po, Doc.
Ano lang ibig sabihin ng ex-boyfriend? O halimbawa, Faye, ikaw. Ano ibig sabihin ng ex-boyfriend? Faye. Faye. Dominic.
Yes, Doc.
O ano ibig sabihin ng ex-boyfriend?
Naka-exit na po.
Ex.
Wala na po siya.
Ex-boyfriend. Dating girlfriend, di ba? Ex-girlfriend, dating girlfriend. O sige, Jason, Ex-girlfriend. Ano ibig sabihin ng ex-girlfriend?
Past na po, Doc.
Oo, dating girlfriend. Di ba? Ex-girlfriend, ex-boyfriend, ex-sis, dating sis, magiging troposoid. Did you get that? Ex, dating sis, ex-sis, dating sis, magiging troposoid. Para madaling matandaan kung ano ang ibig sabihin ng existation. Ex-sis, dating sis, magiging troposoid. Encystation, dating troposoid will encyst, magiging cis. Did you get that? Pwede kayong gumawa ng sarili nyong paraan para matandaan. Ako yun ang ginagamit ko. Ex-cis, dating cis, magiging troposoid. Maliwanag? Do you have question, Herson?
Ano po, Doc?
Oh, good. Now, let us continue. There are factors for encystation. Factors for encystation. Ito, troposoid, magiging cis. Mag-e-encyst. So, troposoid, magiging cis. Encyst. 1. Deficient or overabundance of food supply. Deficient or overabundance of food supply. Itong mga troposoid, ayaw ng konti o sobra ang pagkain. Kung konti, sobra pagkain, ay mag-e-encyst sila. Yung troposoid, magiging cis. Okay. Another factor, increased catabolic product of the organism or associated bacteria. Yung troposoid, nagkaroon ng maraming catabolic product. Hindi lang siya, pati yung associated bacteria. Nagkaroon ng catabolic product. Oh, itong troposoid na ito, ayaw ng ganyan. Yung troposoid mag-e-encyst. Nagkaroon ng marked change in pH. Marked change in pH. Ay, ayaw din niya yan. Ano gagawin niya? Oh, mag-e-encyst. Madiwara itong troposoid. No, madiwara itong troposoid. Desiccation of the medium, ayaw din niya. Anong gagawin niya? Mag-e-encyst siya. Madiwara talaga itong troposoid. Ano ibig sabihin desiccation of the medium? Baka iba nakasulat sa inyo. No? Baka iba ang nakasulat. Queenie, ano nakasulat sa iyo? Yung meaning ng desiccation. Queenie. Queenie, nandiyan ka? O yan.
Hinahanap ko pa po, wait lang po.
Ha?
Hinahanap ko pa po, Doc.
Ano yung desiccation?
Loss of water po, Doc.
Oo, tignan nyo, iba nakasulat. Desiccation is drying. Drying of the medium. Ano ginawa? Loss of water. Pero, drying ito, ha? Queenie?
Opo, Doc. Noted po.
Oo. Mary Louise? Mary Louise?
Yes po, Doc.
Okay. Drying yung desiccation, ha? Ariana? Drying itong desiccation, ha? Okay. Depletion or excess oxygen supply. Naku. Madiwara talaga itong troposoid. Ayaw niya ng deplete o excess oxygen supply. Ano gagawin niya? Mag-e-encyst. Overpopulation. Ay, ayaw na naman yung marami sila. So, ang troposoid, mag-e-encyst. Madiwara. Okay. Now, there are two types of encystment. Type of encystment. One, protective. The other one, reproductive. Protective and reproductive. Isa lang ang encystment na protective. Isa lang ang encysment na protective. Ito ay ang Balantidium coli. Balantidium coli encysment is protective. Balantidium coli encysment is protective. Yung ibang protozoa, ang encysment is both protective and reproductive. Did you get that, Eliza?
Yes po, Doc.
Good. Lahat sila protective and reproductive. Isa lang ang protective. Ang walang kamatayang Balantidium coli. Now, factors for excitation. X. Dating cis, magiging tropozoid. Excitation. Tatlo lang. Osmotic change in the medium. Osmotic change in the medium. Okay? Magiging tropozoid. Osmotic change in the medium. Okay. Ito, tingnan ninyo ha. Enzymatic action of enclosed organism on the inner surface of the cyst wall. Can you picture it? Merong organism na sa loob ng cyst. There is enzymatic action of this enclosed organism on the inner surface of the cyst wall. Tingnan ninyo. Dun sa loob ng cyst wall, itong enclosed organism is acting upon the inner surface of the cyst wall. Can you picture it? Merong enzymatic action yung enclosed organism sa inner surface ng cyst wall, yung sa loob ng cyst wall. Okay, and the third, favorable pH. Favorable pH and enzymatic action of the host tissue. Ito naman, merong enzymatic action ng host tissue sa labas ng cyst wall. Did you get that? Ito, inner surface ng cyst wall. Enzymatic action. Ito, enzymatic action on the outer surface of the cyst wall. So, merong enzymatic action both inside and outside of the cyst wall. Ano mangyayari? Magra-rupture ang cyst wall. Lalabas yung magiging tropozoid. Yung enclosed organism. Maliwanag yon? Jason, maliwanag ba yon?
Yes po, Doc.
Janine, Joy, maliwanag?
Yes po.
Clarissa, maliwanag?
Yes po.
Oh, okay. Meron kayong tanong pa? May tanong kayo? Patricia, ikaw may tanong ka?
Wala po, Doc.
O sige, ako ang magtatanong. Gusto ko lahat kayo sasagot. Maliwanag? Okay. Ang tanong, natuto ba kayo?
Yes po, Doc.
Yes po, Doc.
Okay, good. So, kung natuto kayo, have a nice day. Okay? Pero, teka, tignan ninyo. Ang oras ng para-lecture is 1 to 4, di ba? Tama?
Yes.
Yes po.
Oo, 1 to 4. So, meron pa kayong oras para sa para-lecture. Now, gamitin ninyo yung oras na yan. Para sa para yan eh. So, gamitin mo sa para. Umpisahan mo, balik ka sa umpisa. Basahin mo, i-memorize mo habang may oras ka pa para ito. Gawin ninyo ito para matuto kayo. No? Habang binabasa mo yan, kung pwede i-memorize mo na. Ang sabi ko nga, the first step in learning is recall, remembering. No? So, dapat na may memorize nyo para matuto. Hindi nyo maiiwasan yan. Para matuto, mag-memorize kayo. So, gagawin nyo, paulit-ulit lang. Kamukha ng ginagawa ko sa inyo. Recall. Paulit-ulit. Habang paulit-ulit, matatandaan mo na. So, gamitin ninyo itong oras nito habang nasa oras kayo ng para. Maliwanag yun? Hindi lang sa para nyo gawin yan. Sa ibang subject. Habang yung oras ninyong yun ay nasa inyo pa, gamitin ninyo. Maliwanag ba?
Yes po, Doc.
Okay,
Yes po, Doc.
so, gamitin nyo na yung oras ninyo. Maliwanag? Okay, habang nasa para pa kayo.